All right, guys, it's a Saturday afternoon. It's about 1:40, 1:45, somewhere in there. As you can see, you know, I have a function on my phone. I could have just pushed the button and not had to turn the whole phone around, but I didn't think about that. I didn't go full on dress up. The gentleman who was supposed to meet me yesterday and never called, well, he called me today and he wants to meet at 2 o'clock. We decided to meet in front of the royal residence. It's a place we were both familiar with, and it's about the halfway point between where both of us would be. So I'm headed up there now. And for the record, I also have on my hiking shoes instead of my dress shoes, because even though it's not a long walk, it's very, very humid out today. And those dress shoes are not really made for long walks or even medium walks around town without putting forth some extra effort. The rain has held off all day, luckily. Yeah, still overcast. Still might rain. And to be honest, I wish it would. Or just have the sun come out, because right now it's just, like I said, the moisture is in the air. And it's making it very, very humid, even with the breeze blowing. And of course, I'm over here in dress clothes now. Long sleeves, extra t-shirt underneath my dress shirt, and actual long pants. I think long pants are going to be the one thing I'm going to hate most when I get a job, having to wear long pants every day. If there's a place in the world made specifically for shorts and flip-flops, I would say Southeast Asia is that place. But it's a small price to pay if something good comes out of it. Sang left the apartment about a half hour ago, before I left. She's been wanting to get her hair done, get a manicure and a pedicure and the nail polish and, you know, all that girly stuff. And I realize in the West, sometimes when guys hear their woman talk about wanting to go and get a full treatment, the full package, guys might groan and start thinking about their money, $60, $70 on up for something like that. Even at a cheaper place, it could be $30 or $40. But luckily here, and listen up ladies, here you can get your hair done, you can get a manicure, you can get a pedicure with the nail polish, and get pampered for an hour to an hour and a half for $7. So I figured she's been wanting to do that. Nothing else is going on today. I'm just meeting this guy up here. So this was a good time to have her get her thing done. So she's off doing that. I'm gonna have my meeting. Then later we'll be going out to the bar and having a few drinks and some fun. I'll let you guys know how this meeting goes. I'm here now at the royal residence. Like I said, it's not that long of a walk. I'm gonna hang out across the street. I should be easily recognizable. I'm the only foreigner here with a in semi-dress clothes. So when the gentleman gets here, he should be able to easily recognize me. And we shall proceed to a cafe somewhere. There are several close by. And talk over a cup of coffee and maybe a tasty treat. Who knows? Oh, earlier I did have to break another $100 bill. I had enough smaller bills left for like tonight at the bar and stuff, but because of the fact that Seng wanted to get her hair and all that stuff done, and I'll need money for a cafe, I didn't have enough for both, so I had to break another 100. We went to a pharmacy right around the corner because it's Saturday, and they broke it with no issue, didn't have to buy anything. However, they didn't have that much in US dollars, so they gave me $100 in real. All 10,000 real notes and a couple 5,000 real notes. It looks like a big old huge stack of money, but it's only $100. At first I was gonna say no, I don't want that, but then I thought, well, it all spends, so it really doesn't matter. So that's what I did earlier. Pretty nice down here. We always have tourists come to check things out. Got the Royal Gardens over there. You can see tour groups walking through. Nice area. Okay, he should be here any minute, so I'm gonna let you guys go for now. I'll let you know how it went. Ooh, butterfly. When I get done. Talk to you later. Alright guys, it is now Saturday evening. We're just on our way downtown to meet some friends at the bar. I spent about 2 hours with the gentleman from Phnom Penh, and I do have a lot to say. I'll try to keep my thoughts in order. The first thing is this man is very, very dedicated, very determined, and has clear-cut goals for what he wants to do here in Phnom Penh with the school. And there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to happen. He's going to make it happen. Just he has a around here anyway, a rare confidence. There was no guessing in his mind. When he was laying out his plan, or we were having a drink, he was very specific. I was very impressed with what I heard. Basically, he came here. He didn't get in until 7 last night, which is why he didn't call me, of course, at 2, because and he felt it was too late at 7. But he's been meeting with today with 3 or 4 other teachers that he's interested in working with him here. He had a motorbike. Let me discuss that first of all. He pulled up on a motorbike. I walked. I thought he was going to be in a tuk-tuk for some reason. I don't know why. I should have known that, he lives here. He's got a motorbike. He pulls up and said, "Hop on." I'm like, on there? I have no helmet. I'm in my dress clothes. He was also in his casual dress clothes, so he goes, yeah, no worries. I always hate when I'm told that before. But anyway, I hopped on the back and we scooted around to find a place to stop and get something to drink. And at least when he got a phone call or a text, he would pull over to answer it. Unlike my first experience on the back of a moto here, where the guy was driving one-handed because he had his phone in his other hand, texting and taking phone calls while dodging potholes and other drivers. It was very scary. Anyway, everything's fine on that front. But he also took me to a building that he had been trying all day to get the owner, trying to get a hold of the owner to come and unlock so he could see the inside. This is the building he wants to build his school. It's a former guest house. It has 23 rooms. It's only $1,200 a month, and he said that's negotiable. So I'm thinking he could probably get it for $900 or $1,000 per month, which is, if you can see this place, that's an incredible price. I know of apartments, like small one-bedroom apartments back where I come from, that go for $1,200 a month. So it's an incredible price. But he had the same idea. He said he has a list of 20 people right now that live here in Siem Reap that have said, why don't you make a school here like you have in Phnom Penh? It has a very good reputation. And his goal is to, he's not just reaching out just to middle or upper middle class people here. He's trying to make it affordable for everybody. Most international schools here, like he said, charge anywhere from $200 to $300 per month per student, which is a lot of money for even a middle class person here. That really is a lot of money. But what he wants to do is only charge like $50 or $60 per student and make up for it in volume, because he knows he can reach a group of people who are, unfortunately, because of financial circumstances, not able to afford that kind of, especially if they have more than one child. It's just financially impossible. But he wants to have the general English class. Basically, he wants to do what I was talking about. He wants to open the doors, charge people a minimal amount, make up for it in volume, and start at the divide them up into their level that they're at. Basically, a total beginner's class where you're just learning vocabulary and how to pronounce certain words so you can get by in English. And then the more advanced classes, which of course go into the rules of grammar and the verb tenses and all that. And then he wants to have a dedicated class just for writing, listening, and reading. Just those skills will be taught in that class. And like I said, I have no doubt this is going to happen. He's just determined. He's already made up his mind. Unfortunately, we sat outside and could not get a hold of the landlord to let us see the inside, but I like the building. I can see exactly, as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly where his mind was. 23 rooms, 3 or 4 are going to be used as administrative spaces for teachers and for a director when he finds one. He will not be the director because he does that at his school in Phnom Penh, so he'll hire someone. But he's basically looking for people who are dedicated and actually want to teach more than they want to make a certain amount of money. Like he said, if he can only start people out, only a couple teachers, and he can only pay them $700 a month at first. A lot of people over here looking for teaching jobs would not take that because they would consider it too low. However, for me, people like me, that is not too low, because I am not looking to make a lot of money. I knew before I came over I was not going to make a lot of money. But as he stated, the chance for growth is what makes it unique, because you could start out at $700 for the first 3 months, maybe 4 months. By then he'll have more students, and as the student count increases, so will the teacher's salaries. And like he said, for that amount of money, you're not going to be required to work 25 or 30 hours a week, like in most schools. Most schools, if you're making $1,000 a month, you're basically making $10 an hour because you're working 25 hours a week on average. But he doesn't want to do that. He would rather have like 3 or 4 hours a day for each teacher to teach. So in fact, that $700 isn't as much, of course, as $1,000. That's basic math. But you're making more per hour. And then, of course, as the more money you make, the more your hours will increase. But he says he has teachers in Phnom Penh who have been with him from the beginning of when he started that school. And they did the same thing, started out at $700 a month. And now they're making, $1,400, $1,500 a month. Because as the school increases, their pay increase. So right now they're working 25, 30 hours a week for about $400 or $500 more than what an international school would pay somebody normally. But he's looking for people who are dedicated, and I think that's where I have the advantage, because I told him I'm not one of these people who wants to find a teaching job just so I can save enough money to go to the next country and do it all over again. There are plenty of people like that, and that is fine. I'm not against those type of people. To each their own. But I'm looking for a long-term, sustainable teaching job, and that is what he offered, or what he will be offering once, hopefully this weekend. He said tomorrow, or even later today, he said he might be able to go to the building and see the inside to make sure that's what he's looking for. But even if not, he has a vision. I'm telling you, we stopped at 2 or 3 other different places where we saw for rent signs on these big buildings that look like they used to be dorms or hotels. And he wrote down all the phone, well, he took pictures of the signs with the phone numbers. And his whole thing is, don't just have a plan B, have a plan C and a plan D. So yeah, I liked what he said. He's very nice. He's very business-minded. He always thinks ahead. And like I said, if you talk to him and he told you the same thing while you were looking in his eyes, you would know. You could have all the confidence that this is going to happen. So that's the lowdown on my meeting. It went very, very well. Had a good time. I didn't die on the back of a moto. That's a plus. And now we're almost downtown here. Oh, and here's the other thing. This might take a month or 2 to get up and running. So in the meantime, I'm still going to be looking for a small space where I can teach maximum of 20 people beginning English. I plan on making it a 2-month course, 8 weeks. So here's the good thing. After they get through with the beginning crash course, after that first 2 months, if they want to continue their education for about the same price that I was charging, if he has the school up and running by then, I can recommend them there. Because I will be teaching there. If they like me, they can have me as a teacher, teaching them the more advanced things about grammar and what have you. So there's an opportunity for me to make money here for myself, and then that could lead naturally right into where I'll be teaching, hopefully, in the very near future. So that's the lowdown. And everything else tonight. Everything else is I was gonna say everything else is about beer, but it looks like it's about ass grabbing over here. People over here playing grab ass when they should be working. They have a business going here. What can you say?
My dad has sweet too.
Yeah, she's got a sweet tooth, but I don't think it means the same for Khmer people. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep it family friendly here, folks. I run a family channel. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you all later.